Senegal is a republic dominated by a strong executive branch. In 2019, voters re-elected Macky Sall as president for a second term of 5 years in elections local and international observers considered generally free and fair. Observers judged the July legislative elections to be also generally free and fair. Police and gendarmes are responsible for maintaining law and order. The army shares that responsibility in exceptional cases, such as during a state of emergency. The National Police is part of the Ministry of the Interior and operates in major cities. The Gendarmerie is part of the Ministry of Defense and primarily operates outside major cities. The Army also reports to the Ministry of Defense. Civilian authorities generally maintained effective control over the security forces. There were reports members of security forces committed abuses. Protests erupted June 17 after the Constitutional Council upheld the Electoral Commission rejection of the political opposition's national candidate list for the July legislative elections, resulting in 4 deaths. 2 attributed to police by some non-governmental organizations. Police arrested 130 protesters. Significant human rights issues included credible reports of unlawful or arbitrary killings, torture or cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment by or on behalf of the government, harsh and life-threatening prison conditions, arbitrary arrest or detention, political prisoners or detainees, serious problems with the independence of the judiciary, serious government corruption, lack of investigation of and accountability for gender-based violence, including domestic and intimate partner violence, child, early, and forced marriage, and female genital mutilation, cutting, trafficking in persons, crimes involving violence or threats of violence against lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, or intersex persons, and enforcement of laws criminalizing consensual same-sex sexual conduct between adults. The government took steps to identify, investigate, prosecute, and punish officials who committed abuses or engaged in corruption, whether in the security forces or elsewhere in the government, but impunity for abuses and corruption existed. In the southern Casamance region, situated between the Gambia and Guinea-Bissau, a low-level insurgency between security forces and armed separatists continued. Sporadic incidents of violence occurred in the Casamance involving individuals associated with various factions of the separatist movement of Democratic Forces of the Casamance. In January, the movement of Democratic Forces of the Casamance killed